All right, there we go. It took a couple of seconds for it to get live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. It is a gorgeous day out. It is the 23rd of April, 2019. Currently 12:30 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Hope everybody had a great Easter weekend. Hopefully got a chance to spend time with your friends, family, loved ones. Or at the very least, even if you were by yourself, at least you were safe and doing something that made you happy, because that's the most important thing. I have an interesting video. I'm going to be doing a couple of semi-unboxings, and the reason I say that is yesterday, my wife and I, and let me put on the... Well, actually, you know what? Before I get into the story, I'll wait until people come on in. So I'm going to put on the video camera so at least you can see me for those interested in that. There we go. There we go. All right. So welcome, Mark G. We are glad you are here. And I always want to make sure I remind people, especially if you're new to the channel, I am selling some of my duplicate comic books in the form of mystery boxes. If you're interested in any of those, look in the description of this or any video. There's a link that you can click, and it will show you what to do. So if anybody's interested in that, I'll make sure you're as happy as you could be with your purchases. So check out that link in the description. So basically what happened is my wife and I went to visit my in-laws and her parents, and we had to take a boat ride to get there. And it ends up that the postal workers decided, even though if you live on the East Coast, you knew yesterday it was raining all day. So the postal workers, we have a little bit of an overhang over the door, and there's a little space in the door where you could put a package if it rains. They decided, screw that, we're just going to throw it right in the middle of the steps where it was exposed. All the boxes were exposed to rain for about 6 hours. So when I got home, some of them, if you've ever seen wet cardboard, you lift it up, the whole thing collapses in on itself. So I took some of them out of the boxes because I wanted to make sure that at least the inside wasn't destroyed. So I'm not sure yet. I haven't seen the actual comics, but it just shows sometimes the postal workers, they could be so lazy. I mean, like I said, there's a little bit of an overhang. They could have put it there. There's a space where you could, look at one of those little foot stops by the door. They could have placed it in there, and they decided not to do that. So for about 6 hours, these boxes were stuck in the rain. So hopefully, and this is one of the reasons why, and I like doing these videos, is make sure you tell a seller, once you buy a book, how you want it securely, packaged. Don't assume that the person knows what they're doing or even cares about what they're doing, because a lot of them, if they get the chance, they'll do the bare minimum to save money. And I'm going to be doing a video in another day or two to show the worst packaging I've ever seen. I'm going to do that, save that one for another video. But when you buy something, make sure you message the seller, or do it when you're paying by PayPal. They give you a chance to do a little message. Tell them, this is how I want it mailed. And do explain what you want. Do it nicely. Now, not everybody is going to do it, but many have, because of what I've said. So I think my comics may be protected, but we're going to open them live just to make sure. So because I took most of them out of the boxes, I don't know what some of them are, but I wrote down some possibilities. One of them, I'm hoping, is not one of my key books that I just bought recently, but we'll find out. But as always, I want to make sure I say hello to the people that get here early. So Mark G, you were the first. Horror Breakdown comes in second. Bake the Snake, third. I have Telepathy. He's only in fourth place today, but that's all right, in the top 10. Collector is here. Florence, always welcome. Tina, good to see you. Richard, John, Sam, Chris, Gary, Timothy. Welcome, everybody. And let me show you two that are not comic related. Well, not comic book related, but they are comic related. Because of the potential of what's going on with future Marvel movies, I saw these and thought this might be the time to pounce on them to get these cheap. So this might be something you might be interested in. These are not comic books, but they are comic book related. So this character in particular, and you'll see why. So the first box that I opened, and they luckily protected this. They put it in one of those plastic, the protectors. So this is one of the Marvel Pops. This is only my second one that I own. I really don't collect these. But this is a Walmart exclusive. I only paid $17.58 after shipping. It was like almost like $10 to ship this thing. But this is Kamala Khan. And they've said that Kamala Khan is going to be a very important part of the future of the MCU. Now, of course, whether that happens or not remains to be seen. But if it ends up happening, you know what's going to happen. Because like you see recently, people go hysterical when something's mentioned. Prices skyrocket up for, for crazy reasons sometimes. But things like this might be something that slips under the radar that people might be looking for. So this is a Walmart exclusive Funko Pop. It was kind of cool that they put the plastic protection, so that absolutely saved this one from the rain. But the box was literally destroyed. Same with this one. This is another one that you might want to look at. Again, another thing I don't normally get, but it is comic related. This is another Miss Marvel Kamala Khan figure. It is called the Kotobukiya. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it's Marvel, as you can see the name there. So you could pause it if you want. It's a little statue. It's the first one I have that's technically a statue, but I'm going to leave this in the box. Again, because of the future of Kamala Khan, I've seen this on eBay averaging about $100. I saw somebody that had it for $55, and then again, $10 shipping. I wanted to take the chance on this. So this might be something to look into, because again, they're saying that that's the name that I was talking about, so you could pause it right there if you want to look this up. The Marvel something statue. But you can see this. The box got a little, I don't know if it's damaged, but you can see there's a little indent here and everything. I can live with that. But it looks like the figure's fine, and the water did not seem to penetrate. This might be something you might want to look into if you're into things more than just the comics. Because, like I said, it is comic related. All right, so let's get into the comic books. Now, this one was on the near the bottom, so this one didn't get as bad. But one thing I would highly recommend, if you're going to send a comic in one of these flimsy things, what I highly recommend is completely taping the edges to keep it sealed, because if it ever does rain, water can't get in there. So as you can see, these are open. So we'll see if the comic got damaged. I don't believe so, because, if the person put it in a bag and board, it should still at least be protected, and it's not like it was sitting in a pool of water. So, if anybody's out there ever had flood damage, you know the horrors of seeing all your things soaked. So this is the one that's probably the least likely. So we're going to do that one first. Alright, so they put the tape. They taped it down. I don't even know what this is, but we're going to find out. Okay. This is one of the books. Now, let me remove this tape. I've wanted this one for a long time. And the best part about getting certain books is when people don't want them anymore. And when they're key issues, you're very lucky to be able to purchase them. So I've seen this book going for hundreds at one point, but I'll give you a hint that because of the fact that this was a character on one of the Netflix shows, and because they all got canceled, people are staying away from them. So this was a perfect buying opportunity, and that's when you want to pounce. Not when everybody wants something, because that raises the price. You want it when people don't want it anymore. And the funny part is, a lot of times when people don't want things anymore, it doesn't matter how low it gets. But this is a major character, so that's why I kind of want to stick to more Golden Age, Silver Age, and Bronze Age. So let me show you this first book. Looks like, because they did protect it, it was in a bag and board, so it wasn't one of those people that ships it out with just the comic, and we've all had that. It sucks when that arrives. But here's the first book. We have Marvel Preview presents The Punisher, issue number 2. So this is the origin of the Punisher, Frank Castle. So this is a book I've wanted for a long time, but when the Punisher show was doing so well and nobody predicted it would actually get canceled, and it didn't get canceled because it was bad, it was canceled because there's just a beef between Netflix and Disney. This is a great book to pick up, especially if you're newer to collecting. Many people may not know about this book. So, of course, everybody wants Amazing Spider-Man number 129, which is his first appearance, but that can get pretty expensive even in low grade. You could see here, there's a little bit of some bends that broke color. let me see. Little color breaking crease here. This could definitely benefit from a pressing. There's a little bit, looks like at one point tape might have got stuck, but it didn't get the whole thing, but it did get some color off. So I would say this is mid-grade, 5.0 to a 6.0 range. But with shipping and handling, I only paid $48 for this book. I've seen some of these in even lower grades for up to $100. But because they canceled the show, and most people do speculating the wrong way, books like this are starting to go down in price. To me, that's a buying opportunity. So most people do the exact opposite, and that's one of the things that I want to stress with people. Never follow the herd, because the herd usually gets led to being slaughtered, and you don't want to be one of those people. All right, so here's one I had to take out of the package. So as you can see, I did not open it yet, so I don't even know what's in here. I did write a couple of them down, but it was in one of those envelopes, and it was saturated. So keeping my fingers crossed, again, as long as they put it in a bag and board, it should be fine, but we'll see. Because like I said, we've all had those comics that arrive without the bag and board. And as a matter of fact, I've had unboxing videos where that happened. Okay. I'm very happy this one didn't get destroyed, and I'll show you in a second. It's not a major comic, but once you see what's on it, you'll understand why. So, give me a second. Now, when these are taped like this, kind of take it from the side and use your knife or scissor and cut along the edge so you don't cut the comic. Because some of these, sometimes they can tape them down that they're so tight they can't move. So you want to kind of do it on an angle away from the comic, and it should loosen. And usually the last one, because you don't want to bend it too much. All right, so you're seeing the book. All right, so let me put this to the side. All right, let me double check. All right, so this had the bag and board, so luckily it did not get affected by the water. So it was sealed. All right, so the book is X-Men 176, but people are saying, well, why would you get a book like that? Well, has a Stan Lee signature. Now, if you know anything about Stan Lee's signature, especially since he has passed away, there are, people are selling these books, people are buying them, and the average price has been, for a Stan Lee signature, usually it increases the book's value by about $100. Of course, there is exceptions depending on the book, but I paid way under that. So for me, a Stan Lee signature, especially since you can't get them anymore, if you can get them for good prices, they are definitely worth getting. I mean, it's not a rare signature, but if you're going to overpay, I wouldn't recommend it. With shipping and handling, I paid $45 for this book. So this looks to be in great condition. I will get this verified, but if you've studied his signatures, you kind of know what is genuine. And as you could see, to me, that looks pretty genuine. It looks like later on in his life, because his handwriting started getting a little sloppier. But that's okay. But for $45 for a Stan Lee signature, I'll take that all day, every day. And this comic looks to be in really good condition. I would say minimum of a 9.0, if not higher. So, like I said, even though Stan Lee's signatures are not rare at all, don't overpay. They're worth getting if you can do it without overpaying. So for me, $45 for a book with his signature, I will not pass up on that. All right, so I think I know which one this one is. This one was the one that had the most water damage outside of those two big boxes with the figures I showed you. So let's double check. And again, as long as there's a bag and board, they should be fine. So that's one of the things I want to stress to people. Never assume when you buy something, even if it's only a $5 comic, never assume that the seller knows what they're doing or knows how to package things the way you want. Like I said, many of them will send you the bare minimum to save themselves money. I mean, it's common sense. Why spend more money when you don't have to? So, this is why sometimes I have a problem with the tape. I mean, I have a video that teaches people how you could package stuff without actually using tape. because sometimes they kind of go overboard with the tape, and then while you're trying to get it off, you might bend the comic or you might accidentally cut it. So, I mean, there's other ways that you can safely package a comic without having to tape the living you-know-what out of it. Okay, so we're finally getting through. So this is the last one. And again, when you see it, you'll understand. All right, this almost looks like kind of like exactly like the other one. Now, this person paid $125 for this book. He left the price tag on, which shows it's all about timing. So I have a second copy of the Marvel Preview Presents The Punisher, Origin of the Punisher. And again, it's funny. It has the same spot. I wonder if that's a design. Actually, yeah. How's that for funny? I was going to say, what a coincidence. The same spot got a little bend. Now I look closer. That's not a bend. It's actually part of the design. So that's good. That makes that comic even better. So this one, the other one I paid $48. This one I paid $38.95 for. And looks to be in even better condition than the other one. So there you go. So I got two. And I'll show you. One person put it in the Mylar. One person did not. But I'm going to definitely be changing this bag and board. Because look at this. There's like all dirt and foxing on it. So we're getting rid of that really quick. So we got two of these. Both of them are for under $100. About 6 months ago, good luck getting one of them for $100. And a Stan Lee signed X-Men 176. I don't know if there's any significance in this book. I'll have to check. So if anybody knows, you could put that in the comments section. And I only paid $45. So I'll show these again just if you're coming in. These boxes were destroyed, so I had to take them out. This is, like I said, good luck trying to pronounce that. But it is a Kamala Khan statue. Like I said, I've seen those on eBay for around $100. I got this for $65, which includes $10 shipping. And again, because Kamala Khan's potential future, I bought a Walmart exclusive online, and I paid a total of $17.58 for it. So how limited they are, I have no idea. Because, I mean, they could write the word limited, and that doesn't mean jack, you know. So that is my story. I'm sticking to it. I always make sure I give a surprise subscriber shout out. If you want one, hit subscribe. But when I do it live, I don't bother to check, so it really you don't have to. But hopefully I earn your subscription. So let's find out who's today's surprise subscriber shout out. Hillside Vang Bronze says nothing major in X-Men 176. First appearance of Valerie Cooper, but that big a deal. So yeah, so not that big of a deal. But that's all right. I didn't buy it for the comic. It was definitely for the signature. That's one thing I don't understand. If you're going to get a book signed, I mean, why would you get a book that has no relevance? Well, I guess because it makes it worth something. So I guess that's probably answered my own question. So make sure you give it a thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget, I'm selling my comic books in the mystery packages. Only my duplicates, not my whole collection. The link is in the description if you're interested in checking those out. I will do today's surprise subscriber shout out as Professor Multiverse. Love that name. Always think that's cool. I see a lot of newer people here today, so welcome. My subscriptions have definitely been going up, so it's nice to see. Garrett says, hey, Chris, what's up, man? Have you moved yet? Definitely going to be a while before we move because we have to first raise the funds. That's one of the reasons why I'm selling some of my multiple comics because I want to try and build up money to be able to buy a house. So like I've said before, we're probably not going to move for about another year and a half. Because I also have my own business, so I have to make sure I do it right, because I have people that buy gift certificates and packages and stuff. So it would be really unfair of me to just get up and move when people have like a year's worth of massage gift certificates and stuff. So we're easing into it, but we're still looking for the right place, the right house, and the right price. We've narrowed it down to like maybe 3 or 4 states, but we haven't found a house yet. But like I said, that's something. So what I want to do is when I'm ready to move, I want it to be, this is the house we spend the rest of our lives in. I don't want it to be where we're moving just to move somewhere and then go from place to place. Because, you know, the old saying of you don't know what you got until it's gone. Well, you don't know what you got until you got to move it. So we want to make sure we find the house where we're like, that's where we want to be. So we don't want to rush it. We want to make sure it's done right. So like I said, it's probably going to take a year and a half before we actually move, but we need to have the money first, you know. It'd be nice to move tomorrow if we won the lottery, but I haven't won the lottery yet. Knock on wood. I'll keep trying. So thank you for that question. If you're ever moving or something like that, make sure you don't rush it. Make sure you do it right. Because, you know, you don't want to buy a place just because that's the first thing you saw. It's like I tell people about comic books. Don't just buy the first one you see unless it's a great deal. You know, make sure you do your research. Make sure you look into things. Make sure you know what you're doing, and you're less likely to get burned that way. So I want to keep instilling that to people, whether you're brand new into comic collection or you've been doing it for 30 years and sometimes you just happen to take things for granted. I mean, it happens to the best of us. So those are the books. Hopefully you appreciated this video. If you want to share it, that's awesome. Thumbs up, please. It does show support. It does help my channel. And if you are one of my power viewers, make sure you have in the comments section, your voice is heard. Proudly display that you're one of my power viewers if you watch the entire video. Don't just say it, and if you didn't do it, because then you're not really earning it. I want it to be the people that earn that power viewership, because those people, I mean, I love you all, but I really appreciate those that are putting the effort to watch entire videos, especially when I ramble. So hopefully you had a great Easter. Hopefully everybody had a fun, safe time. Be good to one another. Keep collecting your comics. Keep doing your research. Don't just listen to everybody else's advice without your own due diligence, because you're always responsible for what you do and don't do. And just remember, have fun collecting. So luckily, none of these comics were destroyed in the rain. Poor job on the post office for putting me through that. I mean, those, if you saw the boxes, I mean, they literally were falling apart. And make sure you contact the sellers when you buy something and tell them how you want it sent. Doesn't work all the time, but if it works that one time that it's going to come in handy like this, you're going to be very happy you did it. So thanks for watching, guys. I have telepathy says I'm a power viewer when you ramble. Ramble means every time I'll say like, oh, I'm not going to make this video long, and then I go another 10-15 minutes. So I tend to ramble. But you have telepathy. You should have known that. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up will show you did. Don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. Happy collecting. I will see you next video. Peace out.